Johnathan Willette was found dead inside a Henderson home in August 2023. 8 days later, detectives sat across from Devyn Michaels, his on-and-off girlfriend, and the mother of his 2 daughters. This interview becomes important because Michaels does not begin with a full confession. She gives detectives a smaller version. She hit him once. She says he was still breathing, and then she says the rest of the night is unclear. The pressure point is the missing hour. If her story is true, that hour has to explain the scene, the missing object, and why Johnathan's property later turns up connected to her home.
Yes, I hit John.
Let's talk about that. He's laying here, got the massage, he's rubbing on you. You said at some point you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, he was starting to get on my nerves because he kept grabbing on me. I'm like, I've already said no, stop touching me.
Okay. Then what happens?
I hit him, he stopped touching me.
What'd you hit him with?
Some staff thing that was on the fireplace.
Okay, so the fireplace in the same room?
Yes.
So he's laying on the bed, you get off the bed, walk over to the fireplace. What do you grab?
The staff.
The what? I'm sorry?
I don't know what it's called. It's something.
Describe it.
It looks like a candle holder type thing.
A candle holder?
I don't know. It was square. I can't make the shape, but I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, so
Hold on. So is it?
That answer matters because it is both an admission and a limit. She is not saying nothing happened. She is saying the violence was narrow, quick, and caused by him touching her. Detectives do not have to reject that immediately. A better tactic is to let her commit to the details. What she grabbed, where she stood, where his head was facing, how dark the room was, and how she knows he was still breathing.
If he's facing away from you, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so if I say anything that's incorrect, please stop me and correct me, okay? So he's facing away from you, you say you hit him in the head. So if I'm facing away from you, did you hit him like in the ear, more at the top, more on the front, more at the back?
I guess around the back of the ear, I guess.
Okay. Well, you can't guess, you were there. Right?
I'm just not positive where it actually struck. It was dark.
Okay. So that's fair enough. So there's no lights on in the room. Correct? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a light on like in the kitchen? So is there any ambient light whatsoever coming into the room, or is it just pitch dark?
It's dark.
It's dark. Okay. So how do you know what you grab when you walk over to the fireplace?
I'm just going by what I remember.
Okay, we'll get to that point. So you hit him somewhere around the ear or something like that, you believe, correct? Is that safe to say? How many times did you hit him?
One.
Okay. How hard did you hit him?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Okay, so
as hard as you could, like
did you use all of
hands
your
up here?
force?
Oh, God, no.
One hand, two hands, right hand, left hand,
My right hand.
your right hand. Okay. Did you say anything before you hit him?
Stop.
Stop. Why did you say stop?
Because he kept touching me.
Okay.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. He stopped moving. But he was still breathing.
Okay, so you hit him, he's still breathing, but he completely stops moving.
Now the interview needs context. Detectives are not only asking about the strike. They are asking why Johnathan was there, why he was moving things, and what that move meant inside this family. This is why the earlier timeline matters. Before the missing hour can be tested, detectives need her to explain the setup in her own words.
Okay. And then at night, John is moving in with you?
John was moving the girls' stuff to my house. It wasn't until he had actually moved everything over until I realized he was moving some of his things over.
Okay.
John had been telling me he was going to move, but that had been months of going back and forth and he hadn't actually moved anything, so I didn't put any stock into it. So when he moved some of his things over, that's when I realized he was actually moving his things. Yes, I remember talking to John about it. Yes, I remember talking to other people about it. But until that moment, it really wasn't something that was going to take place.
Okay.
Because at one point, a few times, he said he wasn't going to move. And it had happened more than one time, so I just took it as it was.
Okay. So you said earlier that you're, shopping. You ride with him over to drop off a last load for the night?
Yes.
Okay.
He assisted me take his truck.
Okay. And you rode with him?
We rode with him all day long.
Okay.
He wanted to take his truck because the trailer has his information on it, and he said it's free advertising.
Okay. Was the trailer loaded as well, or just the truck?
And at that time, the trailer was loaded later on that evening by John and John alone.
Okay. And did that make its way over to your house?
Yes. And that's when I found out what he had actually loaded up. It was supposed to have been the girls' things, a bunk bed, dressers, some clothes, and it turned out to be a lot more than that.
The move was not just furniture. Johnathan had physical custody of the girls, and Michaels describes him as someone who could threaten access to them. That does not prove motive by itself, but inside the interview, it gives detectives a pressure frame. If Johnathan moving in changed her home, her relationship, and her access to the children, then the argument is no longer just about one uncomfortable moment in a bedroom.
You didn't want to be with John, but you wanted the family back so you can get your girls back.
I didn't
Right.
want to be in a physical, sexual relationship with John. Me hanging out with John was fine. We got along well enough for that. Like, we went on picnics together, we did all of the shopping together, we watched movies together. We got along just fine for that.
Okay.
But you mentioned that he could keep your kids from you. How could he do that?
Because he had the physical custody of them. That's all. I had legal joint, but he had the physical custody. So like on Father's Day, he got mad at everyone and said, F this, go pack up the girls' stuff, bring them back.
So ultimately, he had the upper hand on you,
So he said, yes,
right?
that's what it seemed like.
He basically called the shots.
Sometimes, yes.
How'd that make you feel when it came to your daughters?
It made me feel that, okay, don't piss them off.
So made you feel like you had no power, no say.
No, I
Right.
just didn't argue with them.
Because you didn't want to make it worse.
It wasn't a worse situation, I just didn't argue with them.
Well, you just didn't want him to keep your kids from you. Right?
He wasn't keeping them from me, but he always kept trying to threaten that.
Okay.
Like,
So that was always an option he had.
he would threaten it, yeah, but it's
The bed drawing was procedural, but it is one of the most important parts of the interview. Detectives are turning a vague story into geometry. If she places herself between the headboard and Johnathan, and places his head facing a certain direction, every later answer has to work with that layout.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's have you draw the bed and show us, i.e. stick figure, how he's laying on the bed, if you don't mind.
this is the bed. He's laying like that.
Where's the head of the bed?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that's the bed and this is the headboard, okay? So obviously, for headboard purposes, these would be pillows. This is where somebody would lay their head. So you drew a line across. Now I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I want you to correct me if I say something that's wrong. He's laying across the bed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Which side would be his head? This side, so closest to the edge of the bed, or your left, if I'm laying on it, the right side. So
There's like a wall and like a makeshift closet on this side here, right?
I'm just gonna draw a circle for a head. Is that correct? So he was laying this way. Where exactly were you while you were giving him the back rub?
On this side.
So you were on the bed
Yes.
between the headboard and him?
Yes.
So I'm going to draw an X for you. Does that sound about fair?
Yes.
Were you on?
Once the layout is locked, the detective changes tone. This is a control shift. He stops treating the object as a vague thing she might not remember and starts treating it as physical evidence that must be somewhere. That matters because the story now has a practical problem. If she picked up an object, hit him, and left, where did the object go?
Okay.
You did.
Well, I know you got out of there, so let's try again. Get real, okay? I'm going to explain something to you. There's about 40 years of law enforcement experience in this room right now, and that it doesn't include you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't play the what's going on, okay?
I'm not, sir.
Okay, well, I'm just being direct with you. All right? We're talking about your father's kid, or the father to your children is no longer here.
Yes, sir.
And you are the last person that was with him.
Yes, sir.
You were the last person to use force on him. Does that make sense? Real. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but the games are over. And you should look at that picture because that's the last position you saw him in. And that's the position we saw him in when we went to that house. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And let's get down to the nitty-gritty and start answering some questions for us. Don't tell us the same bullshit that you tell Detective Ozawa. You have your rest of your life ahead of you right now. You have a big decision to make right now. A huge decision that could ultimately affect your two little girls. The whole time that we've been sitting here having this conversation with you, you've had this defeated look. This can go one or two ways. When we write this report, we're going to say Devyn was non-remorseful, not even emotional.
Sir, I am.
You don't have to call me sir, all right? We're beyond that, all right?
I don't know your name.
It's Rick Christopher, okay? My apologies because I assumed that he introduced myself even though I wasn't in the room, all right? So as we move forward, my question to you before we even get into details is if there's no light in that room, you described something to me that you picked up. So that means one thing. When you left, you took it with you or you hid it. You saw it in light. So somehow there came light and you saw the object because we know it was not on the bed and we know it was not on the floor.
This is where a small detail starts costing her. She uses darkness to explain why she cannot describe exactly where she hit him or what she grabbed. But she also says she could tell he was breathing. Detectives are not arguing about eyesight for its own sake. They are testing whether the same condition can excuse one missing detail while supporting another detail that protects her.
Laundry room area, yes.
Okay, so John is right here. You hit him. He lays there. You go out. Now we have an hour where you just don't remember what happened. What did you go back in that room and do?
I was just cleaning up the dishes and things.
Cleaning up the dishes in his room?
That's what I was doing when I gave everything to Yoko, yes.
No, after Yoko.
No, I was just cleaning
What were you cleaning?
the dishes and everything.
Stop.
What's everything?
Just cleaning.
What were you cleaning?
I was literally just cleaning up the area. When I left, when I hit him, he was breathing. I didn't,
How do you know he was breathing?
because you could tell when a person is breathing.
Okay,
The chest goes up and down.
okay.
You said it was dark though.
You could still know when someone's breathing.
In the dark?
It's not pitch dark, but yeah, it's not.
So you can't see an area on his head because it's so dark, but you can see his chest moving? You can't see what you grab off the shelf because it's so dark when you walk over, but now you can see him breathing?
Yeah, you could see some person breathing. Your eyes can adjust.
Oh, well then your eyes should have adjusted before all of this then too.
I just
Right.
don't know the exact spot. You
Okay.
asked me and I said I'm not positive.
So right hand or left hand you used?
Right, sir. You
Right.
asked me that already.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to clarify so I don't say anything that's wrong.
No, I already said I feel horrible about it, but I didn't murder.
After that, the strategy shifts toward memory. Michaels can remember the shopping, the pharmacy, going home, and details before and after the strike. But the hour after the strike becomes the blank space. For detectives, that is the center of the interview. Not whether memory problems exist in general, but whether this specific gap appears exactly where the evidence becomes hardest to explain.
Found in the exact same spot, dead, and you'd be like, oh, I don't know?
No, but the hitting him didn't feel real. Like, I don't.
I understand, so you're not in the right frame of mind,
No.
maybe because your medications, that will make it feel like it's not real.
No, everything, like, all of this feels like a nightmare, like a dream. Like, I remember being with him and us talking and everything like that, but the actual, it does not feel real. I don't feel I was there that long. I remember being there, Yoko, pharmacy, home. I thought I was home at like 2 something. You guys are saying it was
2:42.
Yeah, I promise you.
Okay, so what do you do that night after you get home?
I got home, I got a shower, I went to bed.
No, you didn't. How long did you sleep for?
About 2 hours.
Because you get home at 2:42, you're texting John's phone saying, oh, I can't find this, or where's this? And then, like, remember, we took your phone, we took his phones, we did all these downloads. I've read text messages between you, Dev, everyone else,
Yeah,
things
I
like
slept
that.
About 2 hours.
Okay, it was, if you got home and showered and then went to bed, that'd be about 1 hour that you would have been able to sleep and wake up and start looking, if that. So it doesn't look like you slept at all that night.
I said about 2 hours, so I'm not severely off, but you guys are telling me I'm there for a long time, and I know for a fact that's not what is.
Yes, that is exactly. You can say, I don't think I was there that long, and I don't remember.
I don't remember, and in my recollection, it was not like that. I remember talking to Yoko, giving her the keys, picking up my stuff, and walking out the door. I picked up one more thing and left. I do not remember any of this. They told me, they asked me, where's his head? And until then.
The next pressure point is not emotional. It is physical. Johnathan's wallet, keys, and cards are hard for her story because they create movement away from his house and toward hers. The detective is asking a simple question with legal weight. If those items were innocent, why were they wrapped and hidden the way they were?
And then in the morning, he was supposed to go and get them. That's what I said. In hindsight, I don't think I was supposed to take them.
Well, why did you wrap them up in bags and hide them in your dresser drawer?
I wrapped them up. I don't think I was supposed to bring those with me.
You're not answering my question. Why were they wrapped up in plastic bags and put in your underwear
I had
drawer?
wrapped them up right then and there in front of him.
Why didn't you just put them on your dresser?
One tied, another tied, another tied. It wasn't like one tied. It was repeatedly wrapped over and over. This was a thoughtful process. To put them in there, tie it up, put it in another bag, tie it up.
Right, like I
8
said,
times.
I didn't realize what I had at the time, and he's saying keep them safe, so I'm wrapping everything up and I'm hiding it.
For what reason?
I don't know. He didn't say anything. He gave me this. He says keep it safe. It was the Social Security card.
The Social Security card was in your black backpack.
Right, I didn't even get a chance to put that away.
So you take that, put that in this not safe spot. The only thing that he asked you to keep safe, you keep in your backpack. But the stuff that you were not supposed to take, you wrapped up 8 times, 8 separate times in a bag, in bags, and then hid that?
No, do you not understand?
No, I don't.
When I got home,
The photo confrontation is harsh, but the tactic is clear. Detectives are forcing the small version of the story to stand next to the actual result. A single strike and a breathing man is one version. The scene they found is another. The gap between those two versions is what they keep pushing her to fill.
What does that look like to you?
I don't know.
You don't know? How about now?
I don't know.
Here's the bad one.
Is this is John?
Is that the position John was in when you last saw him?
Yeah, but he had his boxers on.
Okay, how did his boxers come off?
I don't know. He had his boxers on. His boxers were black boxer briefs.
Okay.
He had boxer briefs on.
That's what. Keep looking at that. Take another look at this. This is reality we're talking about. Think long and hard about your decisions on how you go forward and with explaining the bullshit that you're giving us right now.
It's not.
Nobody's going to believe you.
I understand.
Then tell us where the object is that you used to do this. Tell us where it's at.
I didn't do this.
Then who did?
I don't know.
Who did?
I don't know.
That's not good enough.
I don't know.
You did that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Then prove it.
How do I prove that?
Because you were the last person to see him alive. And you were the last person with him. You did that.
You left him there. You hit him in the head. He's unconscious, not moving.
But there wasn't this much blood. When I left, he wasn't bleeding like that.
No, this is because it empties out after you cut his head off.
I didn't cut his head off.
Well,
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Then who did?
Okay. Explain how this happens.
I don't know. I can't cut a person's head off.
But you can hit him with a stick. Is there a chance that that could have been a knife of some sort?
No.
Why? How do you know? It's dark. Doesn't make sense, does it? There is no doubt in my mind that
Her denial of the decapitation is consistent, but the detective is no longer relying only on what she says. He moves to the phone. If Johnathan's phone was at his house, and then later it is found at her house with blood on it, the question becomes less about memory and more about transfer. Something from the scene moved with her.
Listen, just listen to that. Listen to exactly that, what you just said. I don't remember. I don't remember. I wasn't there that long. We can prove 100% you were there that long. You remember everything else. You remember going to CVS, getting your daughter's prescription, getting home. Oh, I showered. I started looking for school supplies. I started doing all this. I remember everything except the hour and 4 minutes after I cracked him in the head. His cell phone is at his house. You leave, drive back to your house. His cell phone now gets back to your house and has blood on it. It was not left at your house.
I don't remember this. I didn't do this.
Conveniently.
No,
Yes, conveniently.
no.
There's no possible chance that you would forget hitting somebody, cutting their head off, going to dispose of this.
Near the end, detectives narrow the choice again. They do not need her to explain every detail at once. They ask whether it is possible she did it and does not remember. That question is powerful because it gives her a way to accept the evidence without saying she planned it. But it also moves her closer to the central problem. If it is possible, then the missing hour is no longer just confusion. It becomes the place where the case lives.
Let me see if the officer's still here and they can hang up.
Okay. Do you understand that it does not sound even feasible?
Do you not understand? I didn't do it.
No, just answer my question. You explain everything except an hour and 4 minutes that after you hit him in the head, that you don't remember.
Yes, because I had nothing to do with it.
That's not answering the question.
Yes, I said yes.
So that's not feasible to you. How would it be to a jury or the general
I
public?
didn't say it wasn't feasible to me. I didn't.
Oh, it's feasible that you remember everything except the hour and 4 minutes after you hit somebody in the head. That's what you're saying?
Sir.
Well,
didn't murder John.
You can,
I didn't chop off his head. And I can say it over and over again, and I will continue to say it.
okay.
I've been saying that from the beginning.
Well, it's, you have to have something for the hour and 4 minutes where he was murdered, that you were in the house. That's it. But that's the only time that you don't remember.
I didn't know I was there that long.
It doesn't matter if you know if you're
But
there
that's
or
what I'm
not.
saying, I don't remember being there that long. I know I left.
Okay, so is it possible you did it and you don't remember?
Yes, sir, it is very possible.
Okay, how? Have you had moments in the past where you've
Yes.
done angry stuff where
Yes,
it's happened?
yes, there's things in my past where I cannot remember. And yes, I have talked to my doctor about it. Yes, they're trying to figure out what's going on with me. Yes.
Okay, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but what is wrong with you that you say that
I
you're trying
don't
to get
know.
diagnosed?
They're testing me now. I went yesterday. For whatever reason, my brain tingles and I black out. And I
Okay.
literally have it on documentation from the doctor, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with me.
Okay, do you take Xanax or benzos or anything like that?
I have a whole bunch of pills,
Okay.
and I don't know what they are because they're about 20 different syllables, and I don't know, but I didn't do this. I know I was,
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness or
no.
no?
They were just testing me for everything. I just did an MRI, an EEG. They were doing a whole bunch of other tests. But yes, the last thing that's happened to me, I remember my brain starts tingling, and then I would wake up. I don't remember doing any of this. I know I don't remember being there that damn long. I remember getting my daughter's medication. I remember being home. I don't remember even hitting him like that. I know he was pissing me off, so I hit him, but it wasn't anything where he was dead. He was breathing. He definitely had his head on him. You guys are trying to say I did all this stuff. I did not.
You don't remember, is what you're saying.
After this interview, the case did not end with the first plea. Michaels pleaded guilty to second-degree murder with a deadly weapon enhancement in 2024, then withdrew that plea in July 2025 after telling the judge she could prove her innocence. The case went to trial. In November 2025, a jury found her guilty of first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. On January 8, 2026, she was sentenced to 20 years to life, plus a consecutive 8 to 20 years for the deadly weapon enhancement. The defense had pointed toward Devyn Willette as an alternative suspect, but he denied involvement, and the jury's verdict was against Michaels.